seem to stop time. You make me feel like I'm walking on cloud number 9. You make the raindrops.
Hey, welcome to In My Shoes. I'm Rhonda.
And I'm Susan, and we've got a action-packed show for you today with Shauna Hinchy Norris. She's actually been on our show before. She makes us look good. She does our makeup and our hair and erases all the wrinkles and all that stuff. But she actually has a really interesting story to tell us because she is a survivor, and she basically experienced something called the Widowmaker, and she's going to tell us about that because she's actually lucky to be here with us today. So let's welcome to the show, Shauna Hinchy Norris.
Thank
you. Thank you.
Hey, Shauna. It's a pleasure having you here today.
Thank you.
You know, you're phenomenal. You're a phenomenal makeup person,
Thank you.
hair person. You're a phenomenal person. On top of that, and we've talked about that before, but, you know, I want to talk about the other side of you, what happened. Actually, you had been with us the day before. We was doing a shoot.
I'd been filming all week, actually, because I had several other film things, and then we were filming your music video, and we were filming till late at night, and so then it was probably about 1, I think, when I got home, and so I went to bed, and the next morning I had to get up and pee, and I went to the bathroom, and I told my husband I'm going to lay down just a little bit longer, and I went to lay back down, and the minute I laid down, I started having a heart attack.
Now, how did you know? What did you feel like?
Well, I didn't, and that's the important thing is that if you have anything going on that starts feeling just a little off, take it seriously, because, you know, as a woman, I'm passing it off and going, oh, this is nothing, but I come up out of the bed and had the pain in the chest. But it wasn't sharp pains. It was just kind of a heavy, hard pain. And I got up and I started getting real nauseous. And so I told my husband, I said, I think I'm fixing to be sick. And so I went to the bathroom and started trying to throw up, but I hadn't eaten, so I didn't have anything there, and I was just dry heaving. And my husband came in and was checking on me, and I was like, I'm not sure what's going on. And so I went to lay back down, and he started kind of rubbing my back, and I started kind of easing up a little bit, and so it started going away. And then he had to go to the bathroom, and so when he got up out of the bed, just the jostling of the bed moving started me again, and I come back up out of the bed. By the time he had gotten in the bathroom, I went to the living room, and the only position that was comfortable was leaning forward. And by the time he got out of the bathroom and found me, I was profusely sweating, and it was a sweat I could feel. And it was different. It wasn't just your normal menopausal type sweating or anything like that.
Right.
You know, it was different. And then the nauseous. And so he kept saying, do I need to take you somewhere? And in my mind, I kept going, no, this is going to be nothing. It's going to be nothing. I'll be okay in just a minute. And I had actually watched just a month or so before a segment of Deadliest Catch with Seg Hansen on there, and he had had a heart attack on the show and was having some of those classic signs. And I was like, you know, I remember him having that, and so maybe I should let my husband take me to the hospital. So I let him take me to the hospital, and the whole time I'm feeling really nauseous. I'm doing the sweating and the cold clammy and all of that.
Were you still tightness in the chest?
Yes. It was a pressure, you know, that
More
kind
like bricks sitting on your chest.
Yeah, with a little bit of pain, but not sharp pains.
Was you having problems breathing? And
No.
No problems breathing?
I was okay. I was okay with the breathing.
A lot of times when people have mild heart infarction, which is a heart attack, they have problems with breathing. So that just goes to show no two heart attacks
are the same.
Did you have the pain down your arm?
No.
Wow, so this definitely was not the classic symptoms.
Well, I had a couple of the classic symptoms, and that's what in my research has proven that if you have one or two of those symptoms, then you need to go.
Yeah.
But when I got there, they wheeled me in immediately, because when it's a heart-related thing, they get you in right away. So they took me into the little room, hooked me up to an EKG, and as the little nurse was pulling that off, I looked at her and I said, "Is everything okay?" And she went, "Oh, no, honey." And she went, "The doctors are going to have to talk to you and look at you." And so they got me back in the room, and I was in this little tiny room, and basically I had the crash unit around me. I had multiple doctors and nurses, and they were all just running. And my surgeon came in and he said, "You're having a heart attack. Do you understand?" And I was like, "Yes."
Wow.
And he was
Wow.
like, "This is a widowmaker." He said, "You're lucky to be alive." He said, "Most people do not have symptoms. They just drop over dead."
That has to be scary.
Wow.
I mean,
It was.
To be laying there and not even knowing that this is going to happen. You had no clues ahead of time. And then we come in and tell you, you should be dead, basically, and you're having a heart attack. I mean, tell us how that felt, I mean, on your behalf.
While I was laying there, I was scared, but I looked over, and my sweet husband was standing in the doorway holding my purse, looking like a lost little boy. And that just broke my heart. But I had a real deep sense of peace that this was okay. I was going to be okay. That, this was not my time to go. And then they gave me morphine.
They had all kinds of feelings.
And then I started feeling really nice. But as they were wheeling me back to do surgery, because the doctor said, "We have to take you in to do surgery right now."
What
Do you
kind of
understand?
surgery?
They went in through my leg, through my groin, and went into the right side of my heart where I had 100% blockage.
And you had no idea.
No, and no symptoms. You can have symptoms, the weeks before, like little sharp pains in your arm, sharp pains in the jaw, neck, the back, feelings of indigestion that just don't go away, or heartburn that don't go away, anxious, you can feel anxious, and you can have the cold sweats, and you can have, all of these things. And if exercising or moving around increases that, or it, and then when you sit down it subsides, those are signs
Now,
that
you didn't
something
have
is
any
coming.
of these.
I had nothing.
Wow.
So you
I
had
I really had no
So you never had
clue.
heart problems or any kind of...
No.
Wow. And you had 100% blockage.
100% blockage in one, and it had obviously been there for a while, because he said the veins were starting to try to grow around that.
Wow.
And then I had another one on the right side that was a 80% blockage. So they took care of those two with stents. And then I was in ICU for a couple of days, and then they went back in through my wrist and went to my left side and put a stent in, and I had one on that side that was a 80% blockage.
Wow.
Now, is this something that they could have detected prior if you'd had symptoms, or is this something that just sort of just happens and you just...
That I don't know. I guess if I had been going to a cardiologist or something.
Is that detectable? I'm not saying is that detectable.
I don't know.
Yeah, but if you have no signs or nothing,
Right,
now, why would you go to a cardiologist?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to go to a foot doctor unless my foot's bothering me.
Now, I was just wondering if it
And y'all
was
saw
detectable
me the night
at all.
before.
Yeah.
You saw I was energetic. I was, I had no fatigue, because fatigue is another symptom, like chronic fatigue and tiredness.
Lately.
But a friend of mine just the other night, Angie, called me and she said, "What were your signs of a heart attack?" And I said, "Well, I had some very classic signs, but I only had a few." I said, "What's going on?" And she told me she had a smothered feeling, and she had a sharp pain from her neck down her arm, and her arm was going numb. And I said, "Yes, get to the hospital immediately."
Yeah, no kidding.
Don't play with that.
Rather be
And-
safe than sorry,
Yes,
you know?
And so
Always.
I went to the hospital that night with her, or, after she got there and met her, and turned out her blood pressure was 225 over 106.
Wow.
So it wasn't a heart attack, thank goodness. Her EKG came back clean. So if you're having symptoms, you can at least get into the hospital and get an EKG, and that will say, okay, no, it's not a heart attack, so let's look at other things that are going on. But as women, and men too, I mean, I know men are bad about not wanting to go in, and it's us wives that are pushing them, saying, you know, if there's something wrong, let's get to the doctor. But especially as women, we've got kids, we've got, you know,
Careers.
so much going on
Yeah.
that it's
I'll
so,
be fine.
it's so
take some
easy to just
ibuprofen.
say, you know, and I
Yeah.
was really close to doing the exact same thing of trying to just go back to bed or let it pass. But that little nagging feeling in the back of my mind was like, no, don't do that. So trust your gut.
Yeah,
Trust
yeah.
your gut if you have any kind of problem, because it can be, for women, it can even be back pain, or the indigestion, or the heartburn, or the fatigue that just doesn't go away. And it's just not worth playing with. And those can be precursors to the actual
Right.
heart attack. You know, then in my case, I had no precursors. It was just
Yeah, because
wake
you're
up,
right.
and that minute it hit, I didn't feel good.
Because that night before, we were all out filming this video. You seemed fine. I mean, there's no... When I found out the next day this had happened to you, I was like, what, are we talking about the same person that we were just with last night? I mean, there's no symptoms or signs the night before. So, I mean, it just shows you that you need to listen to your body. And you're
Yeah.
right. If you think something does not feel right, you know, it's rather to be safe than sorry. And go to the doctor. And even if they say you just have gas or something, I'd rather be told that than to be
Right.
at home and
Every time.
not make it.
Yep.
Well, you know, Shauna, we're so glad you come on the show to talk about this.
Yes,
We are.
thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Before we go, how long has it been now?
It has been almost a year and a half. It was a year in August.
Wow.
And so a year, and I'm still here.
All right.
And you look fabulous.
Thank
Fantastic.
you.
So thank you all for watching In My Shoes. I'm Rhonda.
And I'm Susan, and don't forget to climb that mountain and find that sunshine behind the clouds. Bye.
Oh, hey! I was just getting caught up on the latest trends and news of the world. Did you know 80% of content that you watch is online or on your mobile device? Did you know a great new channel that's out right now is called Mountain Fun Life? And you can watch it right on your mobile device, or coming soon to Roku. Make sure to check out Mountain Fun Life on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and the website, mountainfunlife.com. Hello, did you know that most of the stuff shot on Mountain Fun Life is shot right here in this very studio? And maybe you've wanted your own show before. I mean, how cool would it be to be in a studio like this one with your very own show? Just go to mountainfunlife.com for more information, and you can submit to have your own show, and you can be right here.
You make the sun shine. You seem to start